Hello, my name is Pooja Shailesh Deshpande, roll number 7911. Today I am going to perform network forensics practical using Network Miner. So this is the basic home screen of the Network Miner. There are total 10 tabs, which one of which is host. The host tab gives us all the hosts that are involved in the PCAP file. The files tab collects all the files that were shared or that were found during the during the communication. The images captures all the images. The message, if any encrypted message is found, then it appears here. Credentials, if any username, password or any login details are found, then these are stored, these are captured here. The sessions indicates all the sessions that are captured in the PCAP file. The DNS shows the DNS name and the host name, server name, everything. The parameters are all the parameters that are such as GET, HTTP, status codes, then the location values, everything appears here, and the values for the same are appeared here. Keywords. The keyword tab is basically such that when you provide a keyword, then it will result the packet where the keyword can be found. Anomalies is basically upon the overall analysis of the PCAP file, the anomalies tab can give an estimation like which attack might have possibly taken place. So let's proceed with the first PCAP file. So I have taken this PCAP file for the famous case of Turkey injection packet. So basically this was a case where many users from Turkey and Syria who were trying to download Windows application or any legitimate Windows software were redirected to those programs bundled with spyware. So let's begin with the but before implementing, we should know what is a network miner. So network miner is a passive network sniffer or packet capturing tool in order to detect OS sessions, host names, open ports without putting any traffic on network. It can pass PCAP files for offline analysis and to regenerate, reassemble transmitted files and certificates from PCAP files. Supported protocols for file extraction are FTP, TFTP, HTTP, SMB. Media types that can be captured are image, video and audio files. So let's proceed with the first file. We take the Turkey malware injection PCAP file. It performs the analysis. So here appears all the host names. So here we can see that the host captured. First, this is an anonymous operating system that not have been captured. The second is a Linux, third is Windows, and the other two are Linux. For each host, when we expand, we get the IP address, the MAC address, NIC vendor name, the MAC age, like when was the MAC generated, then the sent packets, received packets, then incoming sessions, outgoing sessions for each of the hosts. The next file image, we haven't captured any files, image, neither message credentials, but upon seeing the sessions, there are total 36 sessions that have been captured, and we get to see the client host, the port number, server host, the server port number, the protocol that was involved for the communication, and the starting time for the session. There was nothing captured in the DNS, but for the parameters, we have captured 63 parameters. Now, here when we see the GET request, then where the user has typed for the something stable version of Windows for downloading, but he was directed to temporarily redirected to some different location, and this has been continued for many number of times. Upon this parameters, an analysis was analysis was done by the software itself, where he has detected that there can be a possible ARP spoofing attack, and the IP address for it, the MAC address, and which frames have been showing the possibility of ARP spoofing. Now we'll be doing with our second file. So we select the packet injection file, PCAP file. The analysis is done. So here we can see the 3 hosts are involved. For each host, we are able to see the OS and their respective IP address, MAC, NIC vendor name, the open ports, then sent packets, received packets, incoming sessions, outgoing sessions, and there is another host details where you can see which browser were used, the user agent, device category, accepted language, and the header, HTTP header. The next, here we can see total 8 files have been captured with extensions HTML, GIF, JavaScript, ICO, JPG. Then in the next tab, we can see 5 images have been captured. So we can open one of the image here and see what kind of image is it. Messages have been not captured. In credentials, we can see the client IP address, server IP address, the protocol, and the username. Password has not been captured, but the username has been captured. This itself tells us that this is an injection attack at the timestamp. Similarly, in the sessions, we get to see the the session between the two hosts. In the parameters tab, we get to see the get request parameter and similarly the values, and we get to see that the username is exposed in after every get request. This itself tells us that this is an injection attack. In parameters tab, you can even provide filter like so that you get to see the parameters name of the provided filter, and you can even provide the some other filters such as case sensitive, exact. You can even provide regular expression filters, any word, all words, exact phrase. Then you can even select by column or anything. We even get to see that for the respective PCAP file, we get to see the hash computed here. So whenever we feel that our evidence PCAP file is tampered or anything, we can check by computing the hash over here with the original hash of the with the original file's hash. So that's an important factor for verification of the evidence. We can even compute hash for separate file. Here we can see that. So this gives us MD5 hash, SH1 hash, the path where the file has been stored, the size, last write time, when was the file generated, at what time, everything. So that's how a network miner works. Thank you.